On this episode of the Ultimate Art Competition, 4 artists will face off in 3 portrait-focused challenges, each designed to test their creativity, control, and compositional instincts under pressure. But before each main challenge, contestants must first partake in a quick-fire minigame. These minigames are fast, unpredictable, and meant to shake things up. I will judge their performance and rank them from 1st to 4th place, and the results of these minigames will determine who gets the upper hand in the main challenge and who gets left with a handicap. Each main challenge has a wild card element in play. It could be the size of the mirror they're given, which color to choose from, or the medium they have to use. And it's up to you to vote for the winner. The champion of today's competition gets $250 in cash and eternal bragging rights, of course. There is a voting poll in the community tab on my YouTube channel. I'll also link it in the pinned comment of this video. And so finally, let's meet the 4 amazing contestants.
Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex, a serial drawer and painter at Studio SLEW. Happy to be back. So now that we're back at the studio, there is one other returner with me, which puts her directly in my sights. I've seen what she's capable of, and I think that it's time to prove definitively which of us is the better studio regular. Lucy.
Lucy.
Hi, I'm Lucy, back again to wreck some artists at an art competition. Alex and I have been together on the battlefield before. We've been going toe-to-toe behind the scenes, so this time you get to see some of the action real time.
Anna.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anna. It's my first time here. I'm really excited. All I know is that we're doing portraiture. Haven't done portraiture in like a year, so it's gonna be quite a long day, but I'm really excited because it's what I started with, and yeah, let's just see how it goes.
Jackson.
What's up? I'm Jackson. I'm ready to rumble. I'm expecting to be outside my comfort zone. I have no idea what's up sleeve, but I'm sure it will be wacky and stressful. I'm stressed.
For the first challenge, contestants have 45 minutes to draw a self-portrait from a mirror using Vine charcoal. But there's a twist. There are 4 different sized mirrors to choose from, and to determine who gets which mirror, we're starting with our first quickfire mini game, a 2-minute blind contour drawing of a cat.
Blind contour a cat?
Who doesn't love a little kid?
Oh my god, I was not expecting this.
I was not expecting that.
This is way harder than last time.
Oh, brother.
This will decide the advantage and disadvantage for challenge 1. They only have 2 minutes for the blind contour. All right, 2 minutes. Here we go. This is gonna be so funny. I'm really happy with this decision.
Well, I tell all my friends that I'm so good at art, I can draw with my eyes closed, and that is a lie, is what I've learned today.
I thought it was extremely challenging, especially because your hand was so far from where your eyes were. I got so lost. I went off the page, and then I was like, oh crap. Then I started over, and I had 2 cats.
I think what was hard was that the cat was going all the way to the left, and as much as I thought I was going to the left, I was actually falling off the page, but that was really fun anyway. At least there's kind of a head there, so.
I haven't really done one before, and I was like, I measured the page, I was like, I'm so ready, and then 50% of the time, my marker didn't do anything, because I was holding it at the wrong angle.
4, 3, 2, all right, pens down, pens down. First place, in my opinion, goes to Jackson, which means he will have first choice to the selection of different sized mirrors.
My thought with this one was that it is closer to the dimensions of my canvas, and so I can use the size of these borders to compare where my face is. So it'll closer resemble my face on the canvas being my face in this frame.
Second place in the blind contour mini game goes to Anna.
I actually went with the second smallest mirror because I just feel like it frames the face a little bit better, and it'll just be easier to find my face in this kind of size rather than having a lot of space and getting distracted with everything else.
So I came in third and I got the biggest mirror. I think I kind of lucked out because I can do a full body shot. The smaller mirrors, you can really only do a face. And because I'm the only one really who can do a torso, I think that'll set me apart.
Last but certainly not least, we have Alex. Do you think this represents anything about you physically as well?
I don't think I'm at a disadvantage at all. For one, I'm insane at self-portraits. So experience-wise, I can make up for any sort of tool that has been thrust upon me.
This is the start of the first challenge. Challenge 1, mirror self-portrait. All the artists got their mirrors. It was interesting, the choices they had, but now they're locked in. We got 45 minutes on the clock. Vine Charcoal, challenge 1 starts now. All right, Anna, how are you feeling with the Vine Charcoal so far?
I'm feeling okay, a little better than I thought since I don't really use it that much. But just, even though we're on a time crunch, just trying to slow down and not rush and just focus on the things that I know. And that's it.
Jackson, how you doing?
Doing good. I started pretty fast. I'm trying to get used to this time amount.
Yeah, you seem like the most developed and you got quite a bit of time left, 22 minutes. So maybe, work to your favor, keep refining. What's the plan?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to, it's really hard with the mirror to stay still because you get distracted with the drawing and then you start moving. So I'm gonna try and refine the drawing and make sure that everything is in the right spot.
Nice. So the mirror is just not advantage, not disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't know if there's that much of a difference with what mirror you pick, but I guess we'll find out.
The different size mirrors don't seem to be throwing them off, which is great. Everyone seems to be killing it. I think the next mini game wildcard challenges will give a way greater advantage and disadvantage. Stay tuned. Alex, how are we doing over here? Halfway through, you seem to be the least developed of everyone, which is not a bad thing, but I'm just giving you some context.
I'm not concerned about what my opponents are doing. I'm having a blast. Everything's going according to plan, and I figure developing too fast is a trap. The slower the better here to increase accuracy.
I like it. I don't disagree. How is the small mirror working out for you?
I love the small mirror, actually. It's keeping me focused.
Well, there you go. I really thought it was gonna be a disadvantage. Clearly it's not.
It's an advantage.
Advantage, you heard it here first. Lucy, same thing. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I got a lot of the shapes down, just trying to refine and make it look more like me. Having a huge mirror is incredibly advantageous. I can see my entire body. It's fantastic. I love it.
It looks nice and clear. And the Vine Charcoal treating you well?
It's a little wobbly for me. Like, if you can't see, I keep smudging stuff I've already done. But other than that, it's pretty fun.
Awesome.
The mirror self-portrait was pretty good. I do like the size of the mirror, so I'm glad I picked that one. But I didn't have that much light, and I think I was struggling with that. Everything was kind of in shadow, so I had to really exaggerate the little bits of light I saw on my face. Definitely not my best work. Definitely forgot to shade in a background, which I think could have helped feel a little bit more space behind the portrait, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm excited for the next one.
I think my drawing was okay. I got off to a good start, but then I started, I don't know, getting a little ahead of myself. It's really tough to look at your canvas in the same angle and then keep the same angle when you're looking in the mirror. So making sure, all my proportions are right. I wasn't really sure if it looked just like me, so I was trying to get a likeness. And then the values, the lighting there's kind of lights all around me, so finding like a sense of form, I think was definitely a challenge in this one.
I love drawing this face card, and the mirror was incredible to work with. I actually felt like it was just big enough to keep me focused, but Vine Charcoal sucks. I wanted it so badly to be an ink pen, because whenever I'd go lay down a precise mark, it would be smudged within the next minute or so. If I'd had 10 more minutes, my value structure would have been a lot more dialed. I think I stayed in the mid-range a lot. We kept it pretty ethereal. The drawing is good, but we could have layered more charcoal into it.
I'm just warming up, guys, I swear. I'd never done a mirror selfie before, and it's hard, especially because I chose a 3/4 angle. And what happens is, as you kind of look back and forth between yourself and the drawing, you have to nail like you have to re-land that angle every time. And what happened, I think what happened with mine is that I was off a few percentage points each time. So like while my eyes are facing one way, my mouth is facing a little bit in the other direction. And lighting was hard because it was all over the place. And Vine Charcoal's Bristol board is hard because it's smooth paper and it's a charcoal medium. But hey, we're just getting started, guys.
It's all good, we're just warming up here. Challenge 1, not that crazy, they look great. We got 2 more challenges coming up, way more crazy and challenging, I think. And remember, it's up to you to decide. You're gonna vote the winner. 2, 1. Pencils down or charcoal down. Challenge 1 over. Good job, good job. Locked in, team. For challenge number 2, contestants have 45 minutes to draw a portrait of their fellow competitor using their non-dominant hand. And in this case, everyone's a righty, so everyone will have to use their left hand. What is the twist, you may ask? There are 4 different mediums up for grabs. There's a pencil, a ballpoint pen, Vine Charcoal again, and an ink brush pen. We will determine who gets which medium with our second quickfire mini game, Image Memory Match. All the contestants will get shown an image for 30 seconds and they will have to replicate that image from memory in only 3 minutes. I'll rank the drawings and it will determine who gets to first pick the medium they want and who gets left with the schnickel fritz. I'm assuming it's gonna be the ink pen or ballpoint pen. Mini game number 2, the contestants have 30 seconds to look at it, then the image goes away and they have 5 minutes to recreate it. You guys ready? So here we go.
Oh God.
I think I got this easy.
That explains the colors.
Intense, focus, memory, focus, 15 seconds. And you know, you're gonna be judged on all the attributes, all the aspects, the color, the crown. Really take it in. 2, 1. All right, it's gone. Quick fire challenge number 2 has begun. 5 minutes on the clock. Pepe the Frog!
When we first came up to the easels, I saw 3 crayons and a charcoal, and I was like, these are very random colors, what's gonna come up? Once I saw the image, everything made a lot of sense. What a dapper Roman centurion.
That was pretty hard. You think you're remembering everything, and then the second you go in front of the paper, you're like, wait, what? I just remember like a green shape. I feel like my strategy was just fill in the big shapes of color that I remember. Then what happened was I forgot the features of the face, which are the most important, so
90 seconds left. The photo reference actually for this challenge is one of my favorite painters. I'm gonna botch the name. An amazing artist who does all of these really ethereal meme paintings, but super professional oil painter. I'll put her Instagram in the description. It's really incredible. So we used her Pepe the Frog series as the memory challenge. Really epic. We got 1 minute left.
That one was really fun. I love the idea of trying to keep a snapshot. It reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Sokka's getting his sword master training, and he has to paint the landscape from memory, and it looks ridiculous.
You added a rainbow.
And that's it's a ridiculous painting we had to reference, so it was definitely a challenge.
I thought it was really fun. I think high tension, really fast, snappy, over in an instant. SLEW's image selection was goofy. I didn't think I'd wake up and draw a frog today. We keep it fun, we keep it unserious here. It felt like I had even less time to draw than I did to look at the image. Sort of a crazy balance there, but I felt like I was playing a game with my friends because we all had different results. We had different things we remembered.
I don't think drawing Pepe the Frog in 5 minutes was on these contestants' bingo card for today, but that's what happens here at the Ultimate Art Competition at Studio SLEW. You gotta keep your wits about you. You never know what you're gonna be drawing and what's at stake for the winner and loser. Pencils down. Pretty good job, pretty good job. So I have the power during these mini games. I choose first, second, third, and fourth that delineates the advantages with the wild card. I gotta check out all of these. Pretty good, pretty good. I think first place is, I'm gonna go with Lucy here.
As a reward for drawing the most Roman Pepe, I have the pencil tool, which I believe is gonna work to my advantage in this challenge because it's a non-dominant hand portrait drawing, which means I'm gonna screw up using my wrong hand. So being able to erase, I think, is gonna be the most useful. So I have to draw Alex, and given that he's my repeated rival here, I am very tempted to draw devil horns and an evil mustache on him, but considering this, I have to win this with accuracy, I have to fight my instincts to absolutely mess him up.
God, the pressure's on. I think second place is Anna here because she's got all the colors, the laurel and everything.
Somehow I came in second, and I chose the vine charcoal because I wanted something that I could erase potentially, because it's gonna be really hard. I mean, it even feels unnatural right now to hold this. So I got Jackson. I think my strategy is just to simplify even more than the first self-portrait that I did. I'm just going to try and get the shapes of the shadows and the light, and then if I can do the detail with the left hand, then I'll try, but main shapes is the key.
Third place, Alex.
Third place, and I think I got lucky. I was praying for the pen the entire time. Fortunately, nobody picked either of the pens before I pulled up for my selection, but this is a favorite tool of mine. I just really hope it works almost as well with my left hand as I know it does with my right. We've got Anna here. Immediate thoughts. The hair is gonna be an excellent framing element. It's a nice solid black shape that's gonna help me measure everything else. I think with the brush pen, I'm gonna have to be very careful to not go too hard in with the black in places where I really need a gray.
Jackson, you're last.
I got last. I got stuck with a ballpoint pen. I'm not too upset about it. I think I got a strategy of a style that I think could work where it's kind of messy. But yeah, I've never really drawn with pen before other than just like doodling at work. So we'll see how it goes. And then I got Lucy. Perfect, amazing picture with amazing lighting this time. So yeah, should be a good challenge.
This is the non-dominant hand portrait. They're all drawing each other, contestants, friends, but enemies at the same time. 45 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
Really stiff competition here, but it's important to remember that this is a marathon, not a race, and I don't know if my competition's got the stamina necessary to follow through.
Nice, reword that. Marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
Alex, ink, what you wanted. How are you feeling with it?
I'm so happy. I'm having so much fun. Precisely where I need to be. Moisturized sunscreen flourishing in my lane. And I have a very beautiful, compelling photo reference to work from. Only trouble is that I can't keep still. So these are some of the most rough and tumble marks I've ever made.
Okay, I see it shaking a little here.
Yeah, it is, but you know, it's a fun exercise. It's like limitations are a thing of beauty. We've got happy accidents.
I like the attitude.
I think of making art kind of like sculpting, and sculpting you use both hands. In high school, tried to teach myself how to write with my left hand for like a month, and it looks ridiculous, but well, hopefully that'll help.
All right, it's been 15 minutes. Jackson, how you feeling?
Not good.
Why?
This looks crazy. Yeah, I got the worst option because I got last. I feel way more stressed because the person I'm trying to draw is in the room, and I feel like I'm making them look crazy, so that's added pressure. But we got plenty of time, so.
Can you talk to me about your strategy? Like, it looks like very squiggly, almost like you're just floating around with a pen, which I like.
Yeah, so I know I can't control my left hand, so I'm leaning into the messy side, but I think as I progress, it'll start to look more accurate. Like when you step away, hopefully it looks like the person, but up close, it's a bunch of squiggles.
And how's that shoulder feeling?
It's a good workout, you know. I've been lopsided painting with one side, so now I'm evening it out.
I really like this challenge. I think it's pretty obvious, but it's shocking maybe how much easier or less difficult it is. I would love for recommendations of new challenges. I'm always trying to think of new challenges within fine art, drawing, painting. So if you have any, drop them in the comments. Many more episodes with many more contestants. Help me out! You can also help Studio SLEW by grabbing some merch. All the profit from the Studio SLEW collection gets donated, and you could also support us on Patreon, where we get really weird and wacky. A little from a lot of people can go a long way to help us create the most accessible, inclusive, high quality and fun fine art experiences here in New York City. Shout out to everyone who's come and taken a class, and if you're visiting the city, come on by. Got the trusty blade. I can't get too close to these contestants unless they piss me off, of course. Anna, this is looking strong. How are you feeling with the left hand in Vine charcoal?
There's a lot of pain that comes with it, shoulder pain and also some mental pain. But because there's just so much to think about and left hands are just, this is not my normal. My strategy was to go sight size.
I see
give
that.
myself less to think about and then just, you know, do what I can. And the lines aren't really going where I want them to, but you know, we do our best.
I like that. I think that's smart. Can you tell us real quick what sight size is, just for someone who doesn't know that?
Basically, if you're looking at a reference or a subject, you're going to basically take horizontal lines and make marks on the paper so that the size of your drawing or your painting is going to be the same as the reference. And then,
Okay.
yeah.
I like it. That's a smart strat. Looking good. Pencil, talk to me.
When I chose the pencil, I thought the advantage would be that I get to erase. I actually haven't touched the eraser. The advantage has been that I can use the side of the pencil to put down blocks of value as opposed to trying to fine line my way into a likeness. And also the knowledge that I can erase kind of frees me up to make mistakes if I need to, which allows me to just kind of have fun with it.
I'm gonna be honest, looking you draw right here, it looks like you've done this before or you're quite ambidextrous. It looks like you're really controlled with this left hand.
I am just kind of using my entire body. My strategy has been to kind of just like stiffen my arm and use other fine muscles to try and get movement in a general direction, which is why it's all scribbles. This is the closest I got to doing a straight line. It's just all an illusion, Sam. It's all an illusion.
Remember, you, the viewer, will be voting for the winner under the pinned comment. It's up to you. There will only be one winner. You decide. 10 seconds left of challenge 2, non-dominant hand. Wait till you see what we have in store for challenge 3. Materials down, materials down. Good job, everybody. They look great. They look great.
I'm not trying with my right hand ever again.
Woo, it's gonna be a tough vote. I'm seriously impressed. Honestly, better than your right hand, guys.
That was rough. I really regret my strategy of trying to get value because then I was just spending the whole time making so many lines and my arm was just like on fire. I never use ink, I never use pen. I forgot I can't erase, and then that really got in my head. I was surprised at how hard it actually was to use my left hand. Just making like the actual mark that I wanted to make, it was challenging for sure. I've never had anyone draw my portrait, at least like as an adult, so that was super cool, just like as an experience. And then I thought it looked like me. I thought everyone's got a good likeness, so it was like a very solid outing by everyone.
It went better than I expected. I think you think non-dominant hand and you're like, oh, I can't do anything, can't write, but I think it just made me slow down a lot more, so I was able to focus on what's important. I worked on sight size, and I do think it was helpful, brought a lot more ease to the brain since I'm using the left hand, but achieving likeness is probably the hardest thing to do in a portrait, so you're always kind of dealing with that. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty nice. I actually think it's better than my self-portrait. I really liked Alex's portrait of me. I think it's like the second portrait anyone has ever done of me, so it's pretty cool. And he achieved likeness, so I think he did really great.
I think if I didn't do the most well, I at least was smiling more than everybody else. Quality of mark making took a huge hit. We were using a lot of muscles that don't normally get used. All of us, we've got these rippling right arms because we're so used to plotting our drawings out that way. I think every single one of us started suffering in terms of muscle fatigue trying to lay marks down, but overall, I'm satisfied with my performance. Game recognizes game. I am so impressed by Lucy's portrait of me. Very flattering. I might buy it from her, hang it up in my bedroom so I can stare at it as I'm falling asleep at night.
I think the strategy of like building up value slowly played to my advantage, and also having a pencil played to my advantage. I barely erased, but knowing I could erase allowed me to be much looser than I would have been with an ink medium. And when it comes to non-dominant hands, the strategy is to control the chaos because you're not gonna be able to be precise. My shoulder's gonna be sore tomorrow though. I'm not used to having to hold it up this long, but at least it'll even me out, hopefully. Jackson's portrait of me was great. I'm very flattered. He did it pretty well. Better than I drew myself in the first challenge anyway.
For our final challenge, contestants will have 90 minutes to paint a portrait of me in oil, the same reference photo, quite heroic reference photo if I do say so myself. All the contestants will have the same brushes, the same drawing surface, and a limited palette, just black and white, and one additional color. And that's the twist, the additional color. There are 4 additional colors to choose from. We have turquoise, cadmium yellow light, quinacridone red, and a neutral gray. Is that even a color? And we'll decide that with our third quickfire minigame, color mixing match. This is the color mixing match. The contestants have a palette in front of them. Contestants will have 3 minutes to mix a color that matches, dun dun dun, my purple Crocs. So this will be the object that will be placed right here for all the contestants to look at. On your marks, get set, 3 minutes on the clock.
So the lavender Crocs are, I think, the secret mascot of Studio SLEW. So I am always more confident in my drawing skills than my palette sorcery. Bit off more than I could chew color-wise because I dumped a whole bunch of red and blue in, and I ran out of white and realized that I couldn't take the blue and red back out.
I feel like I've oil painted a little bit more than some of the other people in the competition. So like matching colors is just constant process in oil painting. What you're doing you're almost spending more time on the palette than on your canvas. So I think I had somewhat an advantage, but yeah, I still kind of struggled with it.
I only started using oil paints a couple months ago, but what I've been practicing is mixing with the primary palette, so I kind of had a strategy going in at least. Iconic Crocs, I've been staring at them all day, so it was dialed in.
I botched that. I had the color in the beginning, and then, you know, you have a lot of time, so you think, oh, maybe I could make it better. I ruined it, everything. The color, the value, but it's okay.
I don't know what color you would call this. I'm thinking sort of like a mystic purple. Bruh. It's not saturated, which is perfect, so they're gonna have to desaturate a nice subtle purple. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palettes up, grab it, grab a slice on your palette. We are gonna go with a test. I will sacrifice part. So let's go by each person, give a nice dollop, like right there. Okay, looking pretty strong. Okay, Alex, a little dark, maybe go like right there. Okay. Okay, so we got quite a variation. All right, so if I can remember correctly, the first was, yep, so I will dub you the winner. Second, oh man, this is hard. I mean, hopefully people don't roast me for being wrong, but I feel like this is the second closest. And who is that? Me. That is Lucy. Third, I'm gonna go with this. And Anna. Not saturated enough. And that's what's hard. Oil mixing is hard. Mixing colors with oils is hard, but that was pretty fun.
I wanted a color that was more in the middle of black and white. I chose quinacridone. I've never used it before, so it looked fun.
So I came in second. I chose turquoise. This turquoise, even though it's a color I've never used before, at least it'll be interesting. And I can figure stuff out as I go along, so it'll be fun.
All right, I came in third. I saw this from afar. Mixing this yellow with black is gonna breed out the most disgusting, swampy goblin greens. And I knew that. I potentially get some really ugly colors in there, but I think that that's gonna be really interesting.
Even though I picked the color last, I'm actually not that mad about this. It can actually be harder if you're dealing with a tough color and you only have black and white, like Alex. There was just a gray and yellow left, and I was kind of hoping he took the yellow, so kind of turned out.
Our final challenge, 90 minutes. Here we go. So here at Studio SLEW, we love to oil paint. It's my personal favorite medium. Oil is the undisputed best medium. Yes, everyone has their different color and there's some strategy within the color mixing and finding values, but it's just a normal portrait. It's just really happy and really wonderful. And if you've never used oil paint, I think, you know, if you're inspired by this video or you're excited about what these artists are about to make, definitely pick up some of your own oil paint and try it. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made was being nervous about it and waiting way too long, like years before actually starting, and then I absolutely fell in love with it. So this is your sign to start oil painting.
Yeah, I'm excited to do a portrait challenge like this. People underestimate how long it takes to render oil paint, so 90 minutes it does feel short for me, for sure. Like, depending on what level of fidelity you're going for, yeah, you could easily spend like 5 hours on getting a portrait done.
90 minutes for a portrait is, I think, an adequate amount of time. We usually do 2-hour sessions on Sundays at the studio, so I feel pretty in my wheelhouse here.
90 minutes is pretty short. I think what's important is keeping your hierarchy in place. What's really important is spending time on that before you jump ahead and worry about making the portrait look like the person. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and let's just hope I don't get ahead of myself.
90 minutes, I could take twice as long and just keep refining and refining. But I think the fact that we're all drawing the same thing is gonna be really fun when they're all done and next to each other and each has a different color. That's gonna be a great fun. I'm looking forward to that, honestly.
Anna, we're 30 minutes in. You look like you're in your element. How are the materials treating you that are not your own?
I like them. These are really good brushes, really good paint, nice easel. Nothing like home, but these are all really good supplies, so I don't feel like I'm struggling or anything.
How do you feel painting alongside your arch enemies today?
It feels good. It's a really good challenge. I think we're all pretty similar, and I think it's healthy to challenge yourself and be in a room where you feel like you need to push yourself, so feeling good.
Happy competition.
Yes.
Wunderbar. Lucy, the biggest portrait of the bunch, how is it going? How is the turquoise treating you?
I opted for a less saturated look so I could focus. I could treat it more like a grisaille, and I think that's kind of working in my favor because I've done those before, and just try to make it as familiar as possible. Kind of use my strategies that I've developed.
Maybe the youngest oil painter here, meaning the least amount of experience, because I know the other contestants have been painting for at least over 2 years. How does that feel in terms of competition about this contest? It looks like you're doing great.
I think it helps me because a lot of this competition is like throwing you out of your comfort zone, and I don't have a comfort zone. So if it's like I have to build up these skills from scratch, and I think that helps me to my advantage.
I love that. Alex, you started off hot. You started off quick. It looks like you blocked in the drawing pretty quickly. Tell me how you're doing.
I am having a great time. I really just wanted to hop right into sketching. I didn't decide to do a lot of measuring just because that makes me more excited. And I am really just trying to observe the oil painting rule of thumb here. General to specific, dark to light, transparent to opaque. And I think it's gonna get really interesting once I start mixing the white in.
Yeah, that's my follow-up question because there's no semblance of yellow on the canvas. It's green. So picking yellow almost inherently gives you an extra color. It's almost like you're working with 4 colors, yeah?
Absolutely. This is kind of like a swamp version of a brown almost, and that is making me really happy.
All right, well, I'm excited to see once you bring that yellow and white in. Keep rocking in the free world. Sir Jackson, talk to me. I see some very dark values, and looking at your palette, this color quinacridone red is quite gorgeous to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's transparent, which I didn't realize before I picked it. That's something to get used to.
And can you tell the good people of the world what that means with oil painting?
Yeah, oil paints can range from being really transparent, which when you dilute them, they're almost like watercolor, to like very opaque, which is pretty self-explanatory. And typically you use a transparent on the bottom as like an underlayer, and it dries really quickly and you build on top of that. So I've never really tried using like a main transparent color while building up values. I don't know, I've kind of in uncharted territory, so we'll see what happens.
There you go. Maybe you even learn something during these interviews. Just past halfway, the portraits are looking really good. Usually when I paint, the first 80% is really slop or ugly painting. I usually don't pull things around to the last 20 or even 10% of the painting, so I am anxiously awaiting when we get down to those final 10 minutes. I think the contestants are in the zone. It's pure silence here, minus the air conditioning because it's so darn hot here, dead of the summer, in the studio.
It is hard to feel a little inspired without color. We'll say that. So I'm trying to maybe like really punch the contrast to make it really interesting.
I think that's a great idea. That's like your only actually avenue is, pushing and pulling the lights and darks, but it looks really tight, and I saw you struggling with the left eye quite a bit. Did you repaint it maybe once, twice, thrice?
4 or 5 times, yeah. But I think that's normal, honestly. It just happens, the angle of things, especially when the portrait is at a very particular tilt. It's hard to get that.
I think you're the only person with a pretty solidified background also, which I'm noticing, which I do really enjoy. So not really a question there, just a kudos and separating the contestants. We still got just about 10 minutes left. Let's check in with Lucy here. The biggest portrait by far. It looks like it's going out of frame. How are you feeling about all of that?
I kind of like the messiness, honestly. It helps keep it represents my mental state of anything. If you squint, it looks like you.
No, yeah, I was just squinting. I think that's a great trick. Was that what you were doing? And I saw you going way back here, which is, I think, important to step away from it. It is, up close, quite hectic, but I think stylized, and it reads quite well, to be honest.
I'm having fun with it. That's what I learned from the last time as well. It's just like the key here is to just have a good time. Yeah,
and if you want to win, have a little more gumption rather than just pure fun, which is the baseline. Yeah. I think, maybe yours is the starkliest, most different of all of them, but there's a million ways to paint a portrait, so looking great. Alex, it looks chaotic and crazy, but it looks like you're hanging on. How are you feeling now that the yellow and white is incorporated?
I think I've got all of my colors and values present. As we approach the finish line, the only order of operation is to tighten up, try to find some order in this chaos.
I like it. And, I know you were a bit emotional, a bit sad that you didn't get the quinacridone because of your shirt. I don't know if you could see that. It wasn't meant to be, but I think you've done the cadmium yellow good service.
I think if I can pull a win here, it will almost make up for not getting to paint with quinacridone today. Almost.
Begging for votes. Hey, it's allowed. And remember, you decide.
I've been holding off on the details to the final minutes, which could either work out or be really bad.
No, I like that. And it looks like, from seeing you work, it looks like you've gone at a really nice, slow and steady pace. But I guess that, leaves glory or failure, defeat for the final couple highlights.
Yeah, I've been waiting to put the eyes in, so hopefully, I'm looking at the clock and I got a lot to do.
That's gonna be dramatic. Eyes are important, perhaps the most important part.
Indeed.
No pressure. 5, 4, 3, 2, brushes down, brushes down. Let's give yourselves a round of applause here, guys. Challenge 3 over, and they look awesome. They're all stellar. I'm happy I'm not the judge here because it's pretty close. All 3 challenges, these artists did incredible. Wow, what a day. Really beautiful, guys, really epic. So many of me. Well. It looks like we're at the end of this amazing competition. All the artists in this competition are super awesome. All of their socials are linked. Go give them a follow, check them out. Time for the final review.
Honestly, it's just so nice to sit down. I always wish I had more time, but I do think the 90 minutes was good. It was good enough to get a pretty decent portrait, but short enough to kind of keep you on your toes. So it was pretty good. I'm okay with it. I'm actually pretty happy with it.
That was a quick 90 minutes. That was very quick. I think he just looks so weird because the facial features are a little off. Because I was so locked in to measuring, I forgot to just like check all the proportions from a distance and make sure it looks like a human. So I don't know, I'm pretty harsh critic on myself, but I never want to look at it after today.
I love oil painting. It's my favorite thing. This 90-minute segment, I was worried about feeling like I was short on time, but we got the full spectrum of values, we got a full spectrum of temperature, and included a whole lot of yellow. We'll get the quinacridone next time. Lady Luck didn't shine on me today, and Jackson and I aren't friends anymore.
Dude, I've never really like done an oil portrait before. I don't know, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of went like block colors. If you look at my palette, it's just a mess. I figured out what values were as I was putting them down. So if you look at the footage, often it's me going like putting one down. It's like, nope, that's not the value at all. And then like figuring out where it goes.
You should let these artists know how awesome their work is in the comments below. And don't forget that you, the viewer, get to vote for the winner. Time to review all of the artwork.
Today was incredible. It was really intense. I really enjoyed the scope and the skill of the challenges. I think that we were given some ones that gave us opportunities for a chance to show off strong draftsmanship. I found myself at the end of every round thinking, wow, everybody did a really good job. Somehow, you know, with enough coffee, we kept going the whole day.
The whole day was super fun. All the challenges were so different, and working with a lot of people that are also really great, you know, it puts you under the pressure, but it was really fun, and I think that was really the point. I really wanted to have fun and really challenge myself with what I know, and yeah.
I love portraits. It's the thing that I have found that I like the most, and I want to do more. So I feel very lucky that I got to do a whole day of them, and it's great that each challenge kind of limited a different thing or helped me isolate a different skill that I can develop. And I think it helped me kind of plan what I need to practice in the future.
I thought it was a really good competition where everyone's out of their comfort zone, so it kind of puts everyone on an even playing field regardless of what amount of experience they have. And I'm glad there wasn't any spinning objects. I thought the challenges were creative, but like very doable. They were all fair. It wasn't like anything like luck could get involved necessarily. Even though we had like the opportunity with the challenges in between, they were pretty even.
Behind me, two teams of artists will be competing for a grand prize by drawing a live model.
Team Orange.
I don't think any of us know what this is gonna look like.
Team Blue.
We're Team Harry, Ron, and Hermione.